I Love a Mystery. A Carlton E. Morse audio novel featuring Jack, Doc, and Reggie, specialists in crime and adventure. Now following the northwest trail of a missing millionaire, a killer cougar, and the Phantom Castle. This is Fred Foy introducing Jim Harmon's presentation of Les Tremaine and Tony Clay in an original Carlton Morse thriller, The Fear That Creeps Like a Cat. 7 o'clock in the morning in the great old castle on a tiny unidentified island somewhere off the west coast of Canada. The time has come for Doc to face the fate that Richard Cooper and Dr. Thorne have prepared for him. The three comrades, Jack, Doc, and Reggie, made one daring attempt to fight their way out of the castle, but were overwhelmed by sheer force of numbers. All three of them were unconscious before the battle was over. That was an hour ago, and now at 7 o'clock all three have been restored to consciousness and are seated in the great reception hall, their wrists handcuffed to their chairs.
Well, if I gotta go, why don't I go and get it over with?
All in good time, Mr. Long. All in good time.
Gonna take me out there and toss me to a mountain lion, huh?
Oh, no. That isn't the idea at all.
It ain't, huh? You mean me and one of them cougars ain't gonna fight it out among ourselves out there on the island?
Ah, Dr. Thorne's coming with his instruments.
Hey, what instruments?
Oh, yes. Are you ready, Dr. Thorne? Yes, I believe, Mr. Cooper, I believe I am. I see you have Mr. Long stripped to the waist.
Now, you looky here. What's going on here? What you got there?
Just sit quietly, Mr. Long.
How am I going to do anything else with my wrist handcuffed to my chair?
Yes. Now, if you'll just take this thermometer into your mouth.
Hey, I don't know whether I...
Thank you. Just close your lips. Now then, Mr. Cooper, will you make notations? Oh, yes. Certainly, Dr. Thorne. Pulse normal? Normal, eh? Yes, respiration slightly over normal. Some slight sign of agitation, Dr. Thorne? Oh, yes. Reflexes greatly sharpened. Pupils of eyes slightly enlarged. Now, reflexes sharpened. Pupils enlarged. Now then, let's have that thermometer.
Yeah, you should ought to flavor your thermometer, Dr. Thorne. Make it more interesting to suck on.
Temperature varies slightly on the eyes.
Will you tell me what you're all doing this for?
Outward signs of nervousness expressed in continued shifting of feet.
What you mean, shifting of feet?
Yes, Doctor. And increased strident quality in voice.
Doggone you fellas.
Yes, and wouldn't you put down that startled curiosity which he shows in each of our statements? Wouldn't you put that down to a rising fear? Oh, definitely.
Jack, I can't stand it any longer. I tell you I can't. Sitting here like this and watching them make cold-blooded analysis of Doc.
Will you cut it out, Reggie? You're certainly not helping Doc's morale any with your hysteria.
What do I care? I'm afraid. Do you hear me? I'm afraid.
Hey, Reggie, cut it out, will you?
No, I won't. If you think I'm going to sit here and like it while those two inhumane jackals sniff about for living human flesh to destroy...
Reggie! You crazy fool!
Well, Mr. Cooper, it appears a fine case of hysteria has developed right under our noses. Yes. Interesting.
Get away from me, do you hear?
Now, my boy.
I warn you, don't come near. I'll sink my teeth into the first one who comes within range.
The fear of the trapped animal. Courage of terror. desperation.
Well, what else are we but trapped animals? Caged, examined, talked about to our faces as impersonally as though we didn't understand. Monsters, you monsters, do you understand?
Mr. Cooper, this specimen is developing into a much more interesting case than the others.
Hey, I resent that.
Specimen? Interesting case. Doesn't it occur to you that we're living human beings like yourselves? No, not like that. No, I'd rather die like this than be contaminated with the stain of blood on your hands.
I think we should send Mr. York out this morning instead of Mr. Long.
Now look what you went and done, Reggie.
Send me out? Go ahead, send me out. I'd rather be any place than chained to this chair, tortured in mind and body, waiting. No, go away. Don't come near me.
Get behind this chair, Dr. Thorne. Put a gag in his mouth. Then he can't bite.
No, I tell you, keep away. Keep
There. That'll take care of his desire to bite. Now then, Mr. Cooper, will you write down these new observations? Well, let's see. I think he's in our files as specimen H24, isn't he? That's right, yes.
Jack, what's eating Reggie anyway?
None of us is showing up to a very good advantage on this adventure, I'm afraid.
Something queer here, Mr. Cooper. Huh? Oh, what's that? Pulse normal, respiration normal. But good heavens, Dr. Thorne. A man couldn't be in this fit of hysteria and show normal heart and lung action. I know. Look at the pupils of his eyes. Nervous reflexes. Perfectly controlled. But see here, Dr. Thorne. What does it mean? Mr. York. You're a fraud.
What's that? What did you say, Thorne?
Your friend York here is apparently trying to assume the role of a hysterical man for some purpose of his own. Well, take the gag out of his mouth. Yes.
So that was it.
What you mean, Jack, so that was it?
There you are. What's the idea, Mr. York? Did you think you could fool me for 1 minute?
I didn't know. I hoped I could.
But why, young man, why? What was your object?
I thought if I could sell you on the fact that I was in a sweat of terror, you would send me out instead of Doc.
Hey, what you talking about? You were trying to muscle in on my date with that there mountain lion?
Well, if you want to put it that way.
Well, darn your ornery hide, Reggie.
Dear. Apparently the spirit of altruism is pervading the halls of science.
And I don't suppose you'd understand that, would you, Cooper?
No, I don't think I do.
Well, that's another nice little paragraph for your treatise on fear. That in the ordinary human, the desire to come to the aid of a fellow being in distress is stronger than fear, even the fear of death.
Mr. York's wasting our time. I think we have a complete record of data on Mr. Long.
All right. I'm going out and face a mountain lion. What else?
The problem in fear psychology, which we're studying today, is twofold. First, to what heights, what super strength, what cunning can the human mind and body be raised when stung by the lash of fear? Number two, we know that the mountain lion is a cowardly beast. We are interested in finding out whether hunger is a stronger force in a cowardly animal, or whether fear will dominate even the gnawing pangs of hunger. Well, an interesting experiment, vital to our study.
There's only one trouble with your experiment.
Yes, what's that?
Doc isn't afraid.
I wonder. Cooper, perhaps this would be a good time to tell him the rest. Yes. We have a little surprise for you, Mr. Long.
Yeah?
Yes. We've decided at the last minute that you are not to go on this last adventure alone.
I say, will you send me?
No, that's not possible, Mr. York.
You mean Jack?
No, I'm speaking of Linda Joyce.
Hey!
Cooper, you don't mean
Yes,
that.
I do, Mr. Packard. Linda Joyce.
But the girl, you can't do that. She won't have a chance.
It will give our heroic young friend here more incentive. A chance to stroll through the woods with a beautiful young woman.
That ain't fair. That's taking advantage. Go ahead, send me out, but don't send her. Can't do it. You can't do it.
Thorne, I'll go bring Linda in. Yes, I'll release Mr. Long from his chair. Yes, I'll be right back with her.
Jack, Jack, ain't there something we can do to stop this?
There's nothing, Mr. Long. Now then, when I release one wrist, lay it over on the other. One hand is still cuffed to the chair and your ankles to the legs of the chair. Don't try to be heroic.
Yeah, okay.
There now. You dare strike me?
Good work, Doc.
Kind of staggered him, even if I was sitting down.
Put your wrist over on the other one. We'll just leave both hands cuffed to one.
How about my ankles?
I'm going to release them now.
Well, anyway, I can stretch my legs, beginning to get cramped. Hey, here they come.
Oh, yes, my dear, yes. Come right along.
Hello, Linda. Hey, fella, it ain't as bad as that.
All right, Mr. Long, up out of your chair.
Yeah, looky, fella, we're gonna be all right.
I'm not afraid. I just can't help crying. I just can't help it.
All right, let's get started. Come along.
Jack, Reggie, I can't go out like this. I'm not ready. Bringing in Linda like that throws me all out of stride. This ain't the way to do it. I tell you, I'm not ready. I ain't even said goodbye to Jack and Reggie.
Ugly, Jack. Ugly. Everything's ugly.
Reggie,
Yes?
I've got one of my hands loose. I think I broke my thumb, but I got it loose.
What good's that going to do?
If I can break the other arm off this chair before they get back, that's what I've got to do. Break the arm off this chair before they get back.
Now then, down these steps to the drawbridge. Just a moment. Dr. Thorne, will you open the door? Come now, outside to the drawbridge. Wait now, we'll lower the drawbridge. Try to cross now. Lead the way, Dr. Thorne. This will do. I'll release you first, Miss Joyce. Now you, Mr. Long. Keep your gun on him, Mr. Cooper. There you are, Mr. Long. You'll find a knife with an 8-inch blade stuck in that first tree over there. You'll have 5 minutes before the lioness is released. All right, Mr. Cooper. Back across the bridge. Goodbye, Linda. Good luck, Mr. Long. Raise the drawbridge, Mr. Cooper.
Hello there, fella.
Doc, what's going to happen to us?
I reckon my mama was right, Linda. She always said I'd come to a bad end.
Seven o'clock in the morning in the great gray castle on an unidentified island somewhere off the west coast of Canada. Doc and Linda Joyce have been turned loose on the island outside the castle with a hungry mountain lion in Richard Cooper and Dr. Thorne's scientific research into the realm of fear and terror. The drawbridge has been drawn up, and Dr. Thorne and Cooper are on their way back to the great reception hall to await the outcome of their experiment. Thorne had left Jack and Reggie with their wrists handcuffed to the arms of their chairs. But while they are out of the room, Jack and Reggie have been taking things into their own hands.
Hurry, Jack. We can't have much time left.
Yeah, this'll do it. There,
You're free, Jack.
You bet I'm free. Now let's see about you.
I'm handcuffed to a solid oak chair. I can't...
Here, let me see.
Don't wait for me. You've got to help Doc.
Look, if I can break the arm off the chair, then we can slip the handcuffs right off. I'm going to tip the chair over on the side with you in it.
What's that for?
So I can get more leverage to tear off those arms. Here goes. Sorry. No time to be careful. Now then. Those arms were put on there to stay.
Get up and jump on it.
No, if it breaks, I'll come down on you.
It'll be a pleasure.
Well, here goes. There. Now look out for yourself.
Righto. I say, that did it.
Yeah. Did I hurt you?
Not at all. Now the other side. Turn the chair over.
Over you go. There. This arm doesn't seem to be as solid. All right. Here goes. I hit on the back of my neck.
Hurt you?
No, it's all right. Listen. Cooper and Dr. Thorne coming back. Quick, over by the door. One on each side. One sock on the jaw apiece. Don't miss. I'll give the word. Hold it now. Get him, Reggie! Got him! Yeah, quick. Dr. Thorne has the keys to these handcuffs.
Which only goes to prove Richard Cooper and Dr. Thorne didn't have anything a solid clip on the chin wouldn't cure.
Well, here they are. Let me unlock the cuffs dangling from your wrists. Now the other. Now, unfasten mine. Now then, hold Cooper up. Now the same with Thorne. Yeah. There. And that takes care of the two masterminds.
Now, do we go after Doc?
Here. These are what we've been needing.
Revolvers. I say, splendid. After Doc now, huh?
Yes. Wait. Let's take these extra handcuffs along. We may need them.
Hurry, Jack. Doc's out there with that mountain lion.
Come on. Hold it. Get back.
What is it?
Frankie's coming this way. Keep her on the corner. He slugged me twice. This is my part. Hold it now. Hello, Frankie. My compliments.
Perfect, Jack. Here's a pair of handcuffs.
Pull his arms around. We'll cuff him to this pillar.
Well, that takes care of Frankie. What about the other guards, though, Jack?
I heard Cooper say they were all down in the servants' quarters at breakfast.
But they won't be there long. Do you suppose there's any way we could lock them down there? Keep them there?
Yeah, I wonder. Let's go see.
But Doc and Linda Joyce out there, Jack.
I know it. There's so many things that should be done. But let's mop up as we go along. If the guards get on the job, we'll be right back where we were before. This is the way to the servants' quarters. Come on, down these steps. Listen. I hear voices. All right. Come on. There we're down. Quiet! Don't a man move or make a sound. We just as soon shoot as look at you. Reggie, go over there at the other end of the room and lock that door.
Right.
You'll be interested to know that Cooper and Dr. Thorne are in chains along with your fellow thug Frankie.
Jack.
Yes?
I can bar this door from the outside, the same as that other one.
Go ahead. Then come around here through the passage. You men are prisoners. You'll remain in here until we get this situation cleaned up. Thank you for your attention. Good morning. Shoot the bars into place. One more. There. Now chain them into place. That you, Reggie?
Quite. No one will ever get out that door.
Nor this one. I think we got them all, too. I counted 11 in there.
Now, can we go after Doc?
You bet. And on the run. Come on. Up the steps. This way, Reggie. This way to the drawbridge. There. Here. This is the door leading out to the drawbridge.
And there she is.
Here, wait a minute. How are we going to lower it?
Jack, we haven't time to wait for that.
Well, if you can tell me how we're going to get across the moat. Wait a minute. What did Cooper do? He didn't press a button. I was watching him. He said, watch this. And as he raised his hand, the bridge began to descend. Just being dramatic, Hey, maybe that's it. Maybe he's using a magic eye. Raise your hand, Reggie, and walk back and forth along the rampart. Everything else that's happened is on a par, so that's his secret. The magic eye. Here we go. You've begun, Andy, with that lion rooster. They're bound to hear us. Doc! Doc!
Jack! Reggie! Here we are!
Wait a minute. Let's get the directions.
Here we are! Here we are! Hurry, please!
This way, Reggie.
Oh, hurry! Hurry, please!
We're getting there.
This way! This way!
Come on, folks. Let's get this here thing over with.
This way!
There she is. I see her through the tree.
Why didn't you come sooner? Why didn't you come sooner?
Linda, where's Doc?
Why didn't you come sooner? There beside the tree. I think he's going to die.
Die? Here. Let me look at him. He's a long way from being dead.
I say, you mean it?
Battered up some. Pulse is good. Not much loss of blood.
He isn't going to die?
Certainly he's not going to die.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, he was wonderful. Wonderful.
I say, where's the mountain lion?
Over there. Dead.
What's that? He killed him.
Yes. You never saw anything like it. It was awful.
Catch her, Reggie.
I'll be all right now.
Reggie, we got to get you back to the castle, all right? Now you're getting free ride back to the castle.
No. Put me down. I'll be all right.
Not a chance. The conquering heroes always ride home on the shoulders of the happy throng. How about it, Reggie?
Righto.
But how did you get out here?
That's a long story. You'll hear all about it. What I want to know from you is, where is Alexander Archer held prisoner?
There's a suite of rooms right off the great reception hall. He'll be awfully glad to see you.
Well, that pleasure is coming to him. Within the next 10 minutes, I hope. Yeah, this is the key, all right? And there we are. Come along, Linda.
Yes.
Is that you, Cooper?
That's him.
Cooper, why don't you answer?
Oh, Uncle Alex. Uncle Alex.
What? Who are you?
Linda. Darling. Linda.
Linda? Linda, my child. Linda.
Oh, Uncle Alex. We've worked so hard trying to find you, and now you're safe. Safe.
Oh, no, not in this castle. Not with Richard Cooper.
Richard Cooper is a prisoner.
Linda, who is this man?
Jack Packard. He and Doc and Reggie found you. They did it all, Uncle Alex.
Well, thank you, Packard. Thank you.
How do you happen to be here bedridden like this, Mr. Archer?
A year in confinement. My health is broken.
Oh, you'll be all right now.
Oh, yes, my dear. I'll be all right. It was that miserable $1 million insurance policy. Richard Cooper used to be my best friend. Then he got mixed up with that fellow Dr. Thorne. Went completely unbalanced on the matter of probing into people's minds. Then they began to need money. I had made Cooper executor of my estates. We were that close. But when he began to show signs of unbalance, I decided to take things out of his hands.
And that's when he turned against you.
That's right. He and Thorne got the idea of kidnapping me and pretending I was dead. $1 million on my life would go to the estate, which Cooper was executor.
Well, it's surprising the insurance company didn't suspect Cooper from the start.
In the outside world, he has a very fine name. He was a fine man before he got mixed up in all this.
Oh, let's don't talk about it now. Let's get out of here.
Do you think you can be moved, Mr. Archer?
You mean we can get out of here?
Reggie's getting the launch ready. Cooper and Dr. Thorne are aboard.
But the reef. Frankie is the only one who can take the launch through the reef.
Don't worry about that. Frankie's down there at the wheel now with a gun at his head. He'll take us through the reef, all right.
The adventures of Jack, Doc, and Reggie have come to you in I Love a Mystery. Created and written by Carlton E. Morse. Scripts copyrighted by Morse Co. Incorporated. Produced and directed by story editor Jim Harmon. Featuring Les Tremaine as Jack Packard and Tony Clay as Doc Long. Others in the cast included Jim Harmon as Frankie, Jack Lester as the rustic Mr. Cooper, Art Hearn as Captain Frenchie, Corey Seaton as Laura, and Barbara Gratz as Mrs. McGinnis. Consultants, Frank Brzee and David Lloyd. Your announcer, Fred Foy. This presentation has come from Hollywood